That's that. We have some Kickstarter Pickstarters, actually a whole bunch this week, most of which I don't know anything about. The first one, I'm intrigued by the theme and the name and the artwork, is Victoriana.
All right, it's a dating sim when you date. No.
Ficked? I was going to say tricked or fooled, and I went with ficked.
New official replicate word. Ficked. It's when you're when you're true.
You should be careful. That's dangerous.
I feel like every time we make a word up, it's like one syllable away from like a really bad word.
Anyway, kids, don't say ficked. Victoriana. What's this game about?
So what this game is about, in essence, takes place, if you haven't guessed, in Victorian times, and
Okay.
in the artwork you probably guessed European. You all play as investigators. It's 100% cooperative, and there's a mastermind who has a plot and a secret location. Sort of like Clue, 3 cards, and your goal together is to find them out. But what actually happens is there's leads to find these out, but as time goes on, they'll get cold. So if you don't get them fast enough, they actually leave the game. But if you're able to sort of maybe guess or find your way closer, you can find the location and save the queen. What I really like about this is, well, I love the game mechanic as sort of a cooperative Clue game. Because that's
a great idea.
Yeah.
Clue is
the art style is really awesome. And the one thing Clue always was like, what if you're the murderer? I'm like, it was me with the candlestick in this. Yeah, I solved it. Arrest me.
that sounds like a great twist. Yeah, there are plenty of mystery deduction games, but not a lot of co-op ones, I feel. Or usually it is like Jack the Ripper, or one person is.
Or it's more like the Sherlock story.
Right.
And that's where like Sherlock is in this, but it isn't like, at least I never didn't feel like this is a Sherlock game. Some other, like, there's like the Invisible Man. There's like it pulls from all different literature, and yes, of course, it's steampunk in there too.
I was gonna ask that.
And one of the plots is Cthulhu. I don't think the plots actually matter in terms of just what it is, and you need resources to fight it.
Okay.
Because you got to find a location with the right resources. But to me, I really love the style. I'm always a sucker. You are too, for mystery solving things. And I love the art style, and I love my Sherlock and Cthulhu. I love the fact it wasn't just Cthulhu is invading this, or Sherlock has a mystery. You know, they're there because they are prominent literature figures, but they aren't. I didn't feel like it was like in your face. You know,
it's the backdrop. They're the spice in the stew. You can pick that one up for $49. Mm-hmm. Sounds pretty.
It's
good.
already hit its stretch goal and beyond. So I mean, its main goal and beyond.
I'm intrigued by it. I like it. Check that out, Victoriana. Next, we'll move slightly up in time to the space.
I feel like that works also because the rocket's going up.
Yeah, it really does. This is called Mars 45. This game, it's a card game that is simultaneous action game. So everybody is trying to build a colony on Mars the fastest. And
ooh, so we're back on Mars again.
Yeah, that's right. Another Mars game. So you've got cards in the middle of the table, and essentially they have numbers like from 1 to 5 or so. And they're for different modules. So like kind of like a solitaire or Hanabi. If there's a red 1, you need to add a red 2 to it, red 3 until it's completed, and you can take that module.
Now, is this cooperative or competitive?
It is competitive. So you're playing at the same time as the other players, but whoever puts the last card in the module gets it to score those points.
That's interesting, because there's a little bit of a, do I want to give this here to try to...
Yeah, exactly. And it's like based on your cards, when you play one, you get to draw new ones to see what you have. And once you have a certain number of modules complete, you shout launch and everybody tallies up. And then it's kind of like a gin rummy or something. There's like multiple rounds until you get to a certain number of points.
I think that sounds a lot of fun, and definitely love to see more real-time games.
Yeah, it's a cool mechanic. The art is really cool. And it's also neat because if you buy multiple copies, you can play with more players. You just need more decks, bases 2 to 4, and it goes for $20. Small, cheap. Check out Mars 445. Next, we got a bunch.
Next up is No Regrets. Yes, I'm saying that right, and that's how it is spelled. Jonathan asked when we were putting this up.
I was like, if this has a typo in it, we can't talk about it on the show.
No, but it's part of the theme, because in that game plays on you're all trying to get tattoos and have all the coolest tattoos. But you also want to be better than everyone else, so you're going to give them some bad advice and probably some bad tattoos, such as a misspelling. Or maybe like in the background you can see, hence the dragon, or a pony, or unicorn, I guess I should say. So,
those
and of
look
course,
awesome to me.
They mentioned like an ex-girlfriend and stuff, so it's a fun little back and forth of like, And I thought it was very interesting because I don't really see, like, I feel like there is a big culture in tattoo thing, and I feel like the idea of actually bringing it into a board game is pretty cool.
For some reason, I feel like there was one in my memory, but I cannot tell you what it is.
And of course, when playing this, you have to listen to Weird Al's song.
That's right, another tattoo. Now you said bad advice. That's purely mechanical, correct? Or is it?
There's a card I think you actually get called Bad Advice.
Okay, it's not like Red Flags, Cards Against Humanity, where you're like making arguments against.
No, there's no argument.
Okay.
No, the cards are worth points and stuff. You actually have to buy them, so you can't just put tattoos and stuff. So, and I think some of them have abilities and things.
Okay.
So there is more to it.
No, I like that because it sounds like a funny theme that they would use for that. But I like that it's an actual game. That's $25, not even two. And I mean, no regrets. You will not have regrets if you back No Regrets on Kickstarter. Now we've got
I would want to buy that for someone who's like really really hates typos and stuff. So that even though they know that's how it is, just be like on their shelf.
Yeah, that could be a problem. That could drive some people crazy. We're going to round out this Kickstarter Pickstarter with some accessory picks. This one is pretty interesting. Now, we talked about a type of gaming bag a few weeks ago. This one is the Boards and Bits Traveler. And the way it's different, it's not something to take like from house to house for game nights. It's actually meant as a travel companion on a plane trip or a long car trip. And it's a bag that actually holds, they say, up to 20 games. But here's how it works. So here's what's interesting about it.
Do you actually not bring the boxes?
You don't bring the boxes. You take everything out. They have a section for boards. They have a section for bags of pieces and rule books, etc., all in there so that you can carry up to 20 games again in one pouch. And initially when I read that, I was like, oh, because I'm super, like, I want everything in its place. But I do think, considering if you're going on a long plane trip, it's a pretty good solution.
Well, think all the space you save.
Yeah, exactly.
And plus, then you don't damage the box. I mean, I've got
true.
a couple damage from our first time to Gen Con I regret.
And this is it's all got tons of padding in it, so your boards and stuff in there are going to stay safe as well.
No, I think that's a really cool idea. And what I would really want to do with this, partly because I think it also goes with board games as well, and we really need to do this, is take this on a train ride. Where you got a nice table in front of you, but you can just take the bag out, and...
Yeah, hopefully you gotta have the compartments sorted pretty well so you know which pieces go where.
Now that you said that, part of me wants to get it, not to travel with, but just have all of Arkham Horror in it, inside the Arkham Horror.
You could. Well, if you want to, you can get a bag it goes for $119. But I think that's a good sign because it means it's a really quality bag.
And I'm assuming if you're traveling enough that you'd want...
It's basically like a nice piece of luggage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely... I'm sure there are people who could use that. And then this one from you, the heck is this thing?
Well, what it actually is, and this is really cool, is it's a miniature 3D printed design to actually hold miniatures while you paint them.
Okay.
And if you look at... You can see behind us, but if you look, the miniature, I think, it's at 3 different sizes. Goes on that the round part. Like, it clips into there, 3 sizes fit in. Then the bottom part has a handle. You can click in and you can rotate so you can paint. The weird hook thing on there is the times when you're doing that really nice detail, so you can actually rest the brush against that so it doesn't shake as much.
Huh, wow.
So for me, I thought this was a really cool idea. It's something I've been wanting to get into, painting miniatures and stuff, because we have so many that I think would look so much better if we painted.
Yeah.
And you can actually, I think it's like for £8 it was, you can actually just get if you have a 3D printer, just get the, what do they call it, the blueprints
right.
for it, which I think is really cool. And I think it was for £22, he'll send you a different model each month.
And I can tell you, for Americans, that's roughly $11 and $29.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Definitely something if you're interested in painting miniatures, because at least to me, I think that sounds like a great thing, just to be able to actually hold it like this, not be bending over at a table.
No, that is that's not something that I ever think about because I don't paint miniatures, but it seems like a great solution to not, because that could be backbreaking, messy work. If anybody out there, I don't know if there's any other solutions like that exist. There must be techniques that people already have. If anyone out there paints miniatures, tell us what you think about that kind of thing. So yeah, as you said, those 2 different prices. All these Kickstarters are linked below. Check them all out. We had a bunch this week, and they all sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty cool.